Just let go. Let go of all of that stuff that you've been carrying around for years and years, and realize that all of it is a product of this system. All of it is a product of the perception that we have been taught to have of what reality is. Let go of judgment. Let go of revenge. Let go of all the animosity you feel towards everybody. All of these things are simply mirrors. All of these things are opportunities to address certain emotions that may be raised within yourself. All of these negative emotions are things that you need to experience, because all of them are opportunities for healing, and all of them are opportunities for change. And if something's making you feel bad, folks, well, you need to change that. And the only way you can change that bad feeling is by embracing it and feeling it, understanding why you feel that feeling, making that feeling one with yourself, and thereby neutralizing it so you can move on to address the next mirror and the next flaw and the next negative emotion that you have. Because all of these emotions are fear-based, and mostly it's a fear of looking within ourselves. It's a fear of facing that which we see within ourselves, and finally knowing what to do when we see that in others that arouses these feelings within ourselves, because all of these feelings are ultimately unique to ourselves. Any bad feelings you have about anybody else, that's not them, that's you, because you are the one that is creating that feeling. And these are physical things. You can feel your body change, you feel your heartbeat raise, you feel your body chemistry literally change, and you start feeling strange when you're having these negative feelings around people. So this shows that they do actually cause a physical effect within your body, and it's not a healthy effect. It's what makes you sick. It's what creates illness and unwellness in the vehicle that you drive around in. It's like putting bad fuel or bad oil in your car, folks. That's what these negative emotions and negative feelings do, and they only affect you. They don't affect other people, and they're all fear-based. So you've got to let go of all of this. Now, once we can let go of all of these feelings and let go of all this animosity and realize that everybody who ever wronged us only did so because of what they had perceived reality to be up to that point, then it's easy to forgive them. It's easy to forgive everything that anybody has done, because now we have an opportunity to welcome them home, to bring the whole human race back to where it should be. That's what I see happening right now, and that's how consciousness will evolve. But people have to choose to do it. People have to participate. And when they do, that's how true enlightenment will happen. And that's how we can change the direction of mankind and change the direction that all life on this planet is going. Because where we're heading is for complete destruction. We're heading for this destruction in order to support an economic system which isn't real. It's just numbers on a screen. It's just pieces of paper and words and figures that people make up. It's got nothing to do with reality. It's got nothing to do with the world. It's got nothing to do with the human race, and it doesn't benefit anybody. It's remarkable when you really look at humankind and you see this economic leviathan that we've created in order to exploit the resources of the planet and to exploit each other. And many people are in such an incredible state of fear should anything ever happen to this system. Because if the system were to break down, they would feel like their life had simply decayed before their eyes. And yet, the life that they are living at the hands of this system, and the way people take this system for granted, is what has caused all of the problems that we currently see upon this planet. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have people who can see the system for what it is, but they live in a state of fear of what the system is becoming, and they speak out about it from a state of fear. And yet on both sides of the fence, we find that people still argue with each other. They still have stuff with their neighbours. They still have stuff with the people down the hall or around the block. They won't ever face the fear within themselves that perpetuates that which they fear externally from themselves. It's really a remarkable state that human consciousness finds itself in. But I don't know, I have a feeling that a lot of it is about to change, folks. I have a feeling that there are some very big things afoot with the change in energy that's happening and the shift in consciousness that is occurring. I mean, sure, it's still difficult to see people in big cities showing any signs of positive change, but this sort of thing will come later as the world changes around them. And I really do feel a huge swell in human awareness and human consciousness is taking place. And I believe much of the catalyst is the externalization of the hierarchy that's happening. And I believe the plan of the elite may actually be backfiring, because I'm not seeing a lot of violence in what's happening around the planet. I'm seeing a lot of awareness growing of the issues, and I'm seeing people getting out there and taking to the streets. But rather than violent reactions, what I'm seeing is a lot of positive change. I'm seeing a lot of peaceful rebellion and lawful rebellion taking place around the world. And all of these things are being done peacefully. All of these things are being done from the correct energetic state. People aren't being violent. People are simply saying they've had enough and they want positive change. And these type of events are far more effective than any violent protests. And one of the beauties of it is that people aren't addressing any one thing. They're saying, we want change, and we want change in all areas. People are beginning to see that all of the separate problems that they've all been addressing are all simply symptoms of the one larger problem, and they are searching for ways to address this one larger problem. I believe the answer lies in knowing who and what you are and being able to stand in that. But because this is a personal thing that everybody must do, it means that ultimately the real answer lies in getting to know your neighbours and connecting with the community around you. And this again comes down to doing that inner work, removing the inner fear from your psyche that keeps you divided from your neighbours. And this is what's happening. This is what I'm seeing take place in the world, and this is what I'm seeing taking place in a lot of the events that are being staged around the world. And that is truly a beautiful thing. I mean, ultimately, the event that I would like to see occurring around the world is I would like to see everybody take to the streets and everybody camp in their capitals and basically stay there as a community supporting each other until the people in the big government buildings came out and faced the music and positive change was implemented immediately. That's what I'd like to see. So again, the real solution lies in waking up the people around you. But I can appreciate that a lot of people do wish to do something. A lot of people feel frustrated, and so they feel they must do something. And so they go to these peaceful protests that are being staged just to show solidarity with the people around them, and just so that the other people that are there know that they are supported by the wider community. And that's a good thing, as long as these things stay peaceful and as long as people stay focused on the actual problem, which is the fact that our servants, the public servants that we call government, the public trustees that we employ to ensure we have a viable future, have left their path and are all acting in breach of trust. That's the problem. Once we establish this, then we can change the system, and it needs to be done very quickly. We absolutely need to, I would think, replace all the politicians that are in power anywhere throughout the world. I think all of them have done an incredibly bad job. We need to immediately cancel all debt. Absolutely. Suddenly you don't owe anything to anybody. If you owe money to the bank, you don't owe it anymore. You don't owe your mortgage. You don't owe the bill to the credit card company. You don't owe your mother any money. You don't owe anybody any money, and you've got what you have now. And then we can start from there. Cancel all debt, and that suddenly gets everybody out of this situation of fear-based mind control, and we can work out what sort of a future we would like to create and work together to create one, something that's viable, something that's sustainable, something that is beneficial to mankind, and something that helps support all life upon the earth. I truly believe that consciousness is shifting, my friends. I truly believe that there is a very big awakening that is happening all over this planet. But I also believe that in order for it to happen effectively, people have to participate. People have to gain a better understanding of what reality is, and they need to immerse themselves in their consciousness and immerse that consciousness into creation. There is no force that's going to flick a switch whereby humankind suddenly becomes enlightened. There is no event that is going to suddenly cause your higher senses to come online unless you choose to participate in your own evolutionary process.